You know, when it comes to being locked up, everybody in there considers themselves to be the biggest and the baddest. Everyone wants to be the toughest inmate, and they want to make other people feel like ain't nobody more dominant than them. For this video here, I'm going to be talking about how a simple bet led to one inmate getting yoked up and choked out inside of the rec cage. So let's do it. Dom the best, finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga, yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch you with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted. What's up, y'all? You already know, man. K for All TV back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor, man. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Today I'm gonna be talking about how one inmate was yoked up and choked out at rec, inside of the rec cage, all over a bet. Now, like I said in my intro, you know, everybody wants to be the biggest and baddest inmate, okay? And the way they try to do that is by intimidation. Intimidation goes a very long way inside of prison, okay? When somebody, you know, seems like they're bigger, acts like they're bigger, and knows how to intimidate people, to put that, you know, pressure on them, to show them that they're more dominant, a lot of people, believe it or not, will tuck their tail and don't want no problems with that individual. And the main way that a lot of, inmates want to show that intimidation, believe it or not, is by working out. There'll be people that never worked out on the streets, didn't work out a day of their life, that don't even really care, you know, to work out. They just do it so other people won't mess with them. You understand? That's how it goes. And any institution you go to, you're going to see a ton of people working out, okay? You're going to see ones that walk around cock diesel that are like 5 times bigger than any officer inside of here. You know, that's, you know, what they do is they literally eat, sleep, shit, work out. That's all they do. Eat, sleep, shit, work out. You know, like constantly. And they're consistent with it. And a lot of these inmates use that working out to their advantage of, you know, trying to show people dominance. You get what I'm saying? By intimidation. You feel me? So at this time at the institution I was at, there were several people that worked out, that were known for working out. You know what I'm saying? And every time you'd see them, you know, it looks like they were eating as healthy as they can, trying to get as big and as bulky as they can. We call it weefy. They were trying to get real weefy. You feel me? But these dudes had like a head start. You know, you'd see hundreds of inmates working out, you know, and you'd see ones that are just starting, ones that got bad bodies that are trying to, you know, lose the weight, you know, see them doing cardio, running the tracks, you know. Then you see other people who've been doing it for a little while, you know, but then these people here, you could tell they've been doing it for some time. All right, now there was 2 of these inmates that everybody knew was kind of like 2 peas in a pod, you know, like when you'd go to the rec yard, you know, around football season, when you have football teams on the rec yard, the Wyard Orderlies were these same 2 individuals, 2 big cock diesels. They were damn near, you know, the same size, I would say. Just one was a little bit taller, you know, but the other one was more cocky, you know, but they were real big. 2 big black dudes, right? And they were the Wyard Orderlies, which means they worked out there in the rec yard. They took care of the rec cage. They got to be outside all the time. When football season came around, they were the ones that blew the whistles. They were the referees. When basketball season was there, they were the referees for basketball. You know, they were literally like, the guards gave them the job that they knew fit them. You understand? They knew in order to have Wyard Orderlies, we needed 2 dudes that look like this, okay? But one thing a lot of people always wanted to do and always wanted to see is what would happen if these 2 individuals got into it with each other, okay? So, you know, they never really, you know, outdid each other or talked bad to each other. They were like cool for the most part. You get what I'm saying? And nobody would, you know, be able to tell you who would win in a fight out of them or who was strongest, because they both put up hella weight. You know, they both did things that, you know, other people on the compound couldn't do. You see what I'm saying? And most of the time when you'd see them, they were together. You know, you'd see the 2 biggest dudes hanging out because they were on the same type of time. Okay, well, next thing you know, I'll never forget, there was a damn flyer inside of our dorm that was made. Somebody made it inside the education building and gave one to every single dorm, letting everybody know that these two dudes were gonna meet inside of the rec cage at rec on Tuesday or something, and they were supposed to have a little back and forth competition amongst each other. You see what I'm saying? Now, I remember when I seen it, you know, laying next to the call out sheet, when I seen the little flyer thing, I was looking at it like, damn, these dudes are getting like promotion, you know, and shit like that. So everybody off rip starts betting. Oh, I bet such and such is gonna be stronger than such and such, or I pick him over him. A couple people in the dorm even got in arguments before the day even came for these two dudes to go head to head inside of the rec cage, you know. And now when it came down to them going inside of the rec cage to, you know, to go head to head, it wasn't a fight or anything like that. It was working out. It had to do with specific workouts and stuff like that. So I remember when I seen the flyer, like I said, I didn't really care. You know, I wasn't gonna bet or nothing like that. Like, you never really know, you feel me? I'm not gonna put my money on some dude in here. You know, I put my money on like a football team or something like that, but I'm not gonna just bet on some dude. I really don't care who's stronger out of either one of them, because both of them motherfuckers are like 10 times stronger than me. You get what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna make my time go by, you know, by me betting who's stronger out of these two big ass dudes, right? So the day finally comes where we go to the rec yard. Now, when you go to the rec yard, they make you walk through the rec yard building. It has a metal detector in there, and you got to walk under it and everything. Take everything out of your pockets, have everything in your hand. Kind of like they do when you first walk in the front of like a courthouse. You know how they got the little, you got to walk through the little thing. They say, come on, or the airport and shit like that. Same little thing to get on this rec yard. Walk through there, everything's, you know, fine and dandy. Now, when you come outside of the rec yard building, when you come outside of the rec yard building, as soon as you walk out of it, straight in front of you, like 3 foot, is a fence. And you either make a left to go to where like the kiosk machine is, where you'd hook up your you know, your MP3 to get music and stuff like that, and then it's like a dead end. You know, you gotta go the other way after that. You know, right there's the kiosk, or you make a right, there's the water fountain, and then that's how you go on the rec yard. Normally, straight in front of you, that cage is open. That's where you get into the little rec cage. But the cage was shut and locked, and the only two people that were actually in there were the two dudes that were supposed to be battling each other. You get what I'm saying? So I remember when I walked out, seeing everybody in there, you know, you had people all everywhere, like all around the gate. It was hard to get through just to get on the rec yard. You know, I didn't really care what was going on amongst these two dudes, you feel me? I was like, shit, I'd rather go over here and watch the basketball game or anything, you feel me? Or I'll run some laps or do some dips or something. The basketball games are more, you know, interesting into me, because it's just like you see on the movie with Adam Sandler, The Longest Yard. How everyone's all hyped and people are getting hurt on the court and different stuff like that. It's just like that, you know, and going there and watching that shit be more crunk than an NBA game, you feel me? So I wanted to go watch that and see that, you know what I'm saying? So I walk off for a little while. You know, I'd say about 30 minutes on the rec yard. I decide to go back to the rec area, like the rec cage area, so I can get some water. So me and my dog, we walk over there to the water fountain. Boom, boom. Took forever just to get to the water fountain. You know what I'm saying? And then when we get over there, I seen that these dudes were actually, they already started, you know, their challenge. And what their challenge was, the first thing they were doing is seeing who could do the wall sit the longest, which is like, I guess you lean up against the wall, but theirs was a cage. You lean up against it and you squat and you stick your arms straight out. So these dudes, you see these two big ass dudes side by side doing this. And you know, they're laughing, they're joking, they're smiling, everybody's cracking jokes and shit. You know, by the time I made it to the water fountain, which just from everybody crowding the rec cage, it took about 7 minutes, I'd say, while we were already there. It took about 7 minutes just to get through everybody, just to get towards the water fountain. You know what I'm saying? So them dudes were literally just sitting there like that, right? So boom, I get a sip of water, my dog gets some water, so then we go, you know, make our way back away from the whole big ass crowd so we can go back out there, you know? And one of the main reasons why I don't like to be, you know, hemmed up and you know, like all bunched in like that is, this is prison. You know, people get stabbed. As soon as your ass is slipping, you can get cut. You know, so it's like, when you're in little places like this with so many people, so much going on, you know, you can't help but to look at everybody's hands and look down to see what, because, you know, somebody might get got. That's normally, this shit could be a distraction just to get you, you know, get your attention. And then next thing you know, you get cut. You feel me? And people get cut that didn't even deserve to be cut. You know, it ain't even got to be you that meant to go after. Somebody can point and be like, oh yeah, that's the dude right there, I need wet. And the person they're telling that can be like, all right, yeah, I see him. And really they meant the person in line in front of you. But they thought it was you. And they come stab your ass, cut you feel me? So that was one of the main reasons why I didn't want to be up close, all up paying attention to this shit. I watched from a distance. The dudes were so damn big that you could see from behind the whole crowd. It's two big ass dudes over there, you know what I'm saying? So as we make our way back out and everything like that, me and my dog, we go over there, we start doing dips. And we could see from way over there that these dudes are still crouched, you know, still back against the wall with their arms out, doing their little workout and everything. Next thing you know, I guess, I don't know if that was the only, you know, challenge that they were doing, because inside of prison where I was at, there was no free weights, because people would use the free weights, you know, to hit people. You know, walk up to somebody with a dumbbell, knock them out, bash their head open with a big old plate, you know, stuff like that. So they don't have those. So the couple machines they did have were like the cord ones, like the one that you would like stick your arms out and you'd go like this to do your little, you know what I'm saying, curls. And then it had the little weights, it would go up and down and stuff like that. And it only had a couple on there. It wasn't like it would be filled like it is inside of like a gym or something. They only allowed a couple of them on there, you know, for the weight. They had that one there where you do the curls, and then they had the one where you do the wings like this. Those were only like the two they had. Everything else was more like a dip bar, you know, like a bench to like lay on and maybe do push-ups, incline, decline, you know, stuff like that. It was more like calisthenic things than it was, you got to do the calisthenics rather than, you know, actually use free weights and stuff like that. So next thing you know, as we're over there, you know, doing our dips, just chopping the shit, forgot all about these dudes over there, you know, doing their little challenge. Next thing you know, we start hearing screaming. So when we start hearing screaming, I look over there and everyone's getting real rowdy on top of the cage. Like hanging on the, like they're on the fence screaming and everything. So now it's like, damn, kind of interesting to see what's going on, you feel me? So everyone like on the rec yard that wasn't around the cage decides to make their way towards the cage. I'm one of them. I'm like, fuck it. We go over there, boom, we're all over there, we're looking at stuff. Inside of the rec cage, one of the dudes has the other guy in a headlock. And his face is red. You know, like, that's how mad he was. It was like, I don't know if one was losing, then the other won, or I have no idea what it was, but one of the rec orderlies had the other rec orderly in the yoke, okay? And you got the dude that's in the yoke trying to get out of it, you know, but the dude who's got him in the yoke's face is beat red, like he was trying to make him pass out, like this is the only way to show you I'm stronger than you, you feel me? And it's crazy because everyone, you know, is betting. People are gambling on these two individuals. So you got the people on the outside of the cage that are trying to get that dude off of that guy. But the cage is locked. The only person who can open the cage is the guards. You get what I'm saying? And since there's a situation going down inside of the cage between the inmates, the guards, and how big he is, the guards don't want to just open the cage and run in there. You know, like you see in movies and shit. Instead, the guards start telling everybody to back up and move away from the cage. Everyone's screaming. Everyone that betted on the dude that's getting choked out, screaming at the other big dude. Talking about they gonna wet him up. He's poked up when he's done. They gonna kill him. They gonna this and stuff like that. And he had this dude in the lock. And I guess, I don't know if the other dude that was being choked out, maybe he did the wall sit longer than the other guy. You know, and then the other guy felt embarrassed and said, get over here, or whatever it was. But if you think about it, this right here is another way to show who's stronger than who. I got your ass in the lock. I got you in the yoke, right? You're stronger than me, right? You should be able to get me out of this motherfucker, you know? Like, you're supposed to be able to get me off you or something like that. You know, that's how maybe the bigger dude that had the dude in the yoke was looking at it. You know, like, you feel me? Like, this is the way to show who the hell the realest dude is, you feel me? And I think the reason he did that and grabbed him and decided to choke him is because it was a reputation thing. You get what I'm saying? People wanted to see this shit forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like when it comes to, like, say professional fighting. You got two bad motherfuckers that people been wanting to see fight for the longest, but they never really do. But then so much stuff's thrown in the way, thrown along the line until the fight comes. They build it up. And now there's thousands of dollars on the line. People start betting, gambling. They make it like the biggest thing they can. That's basically what happened with these two individuals just to go to work out. Everybody always wondered, what if them two did this? What if them two ended up this? What if this happened? And it never happened. You see what I'm saying? Now that it was happening, it done built up such a big event to where they made fucking, you know, pieces of paper, flyers inside of the school building and put them in every dorm. That was like to get everyone to start betting on it. You see what I'm saying? And I think the dude that got him in the yoke was embarrassed. You see what I'm saying? He just felt like he had to show, like, I lost, so I choked him out. But now, when he was choking him out and his face was red and everybody was clearing away from the gate, at first, not everybody wanted to back up away from the fence. So the guards are telling everybody, back up, get away. They're screaming at everybody, saying they're going to take everyone to confinement. But a lot of people got money on the line. So it's like the dude that you're betting on is getting choked out right now. The dude who you betted, that betted on the other guy who's choking that dude out, is going to want his money at the end and feel like, well, your dude lost. So now these dudes are arguing about, oh, the deal's off, the deal's off. So you got people arguing on the sideline of the cage about the deals are off and this and that. They're about to fight and get into it to where guards are breaking up stuff on the outside of the cage. Now, not everybody wanted to back up and leave, so of course the guards cuffed up a couple people. That's usually their first step they do to try to scare the people. They lock a couple people up to make examples of them, and it makes everybody else usually back up or move where they want, because you see they are taking people to confinement now for this. So they did that, and not everybody still wanted to clear up and back away. Me, I backed up off rip because I really didn't give a damn about the situation. Now, the thing that made it look so spooky to me, from my opinion of looking at the situation inside the cage, was the dude that had him in the headlock with his face so red, and the dude that was being choked out, they didn't move. They were just standing there, weren't saying nothing. He was choking the shit out of them. He was trying to, it was like a dead lock. Like if he had a lock on him, like how pit bulls have locks, you know, with their jaw. He had that lock on him, and he was like locked to where he could try to get it to where he couldn't like kill him. But there wasn't no like tussling or moving him around or nothing. They were just stuck, and he was screaming, the dude with his face red. Like it looked like he was just killing him in place. That's the easiest way I can explain it. You know what I'm saying? And then seeing them stand still so long like that, you're like, damn. Like there ain't no way this shit's real. And then when the dude on the bottom would finally like try to move or anything, he would just rag him, like move him around like this, with his whole face red, still screaming and everything like that. You feel me? So it was like, I feel like it was more of like, you know, his reputation got put on the line, so he wanted to kill this individual. So what the guards end up doing, since not everybody wants to back up and move away from the wreck cage, and this dude's literally like choking this dude out right here in front of all of us, the guards decide to pull their gas cans out. They surround the cage from like 3 different angles, like right there when you come out of the rec yard building, on the side, and then on the other side. They surround the cage, and then they start spraying. They start gassing. So everyone who didn't want to get away from the cage gets away from the cage now, because they got hit with the misfire side effect of that gas. So now the whole rec yard, everybody's going crazy, gasping for air, coughing, moving. Everybody, little by little, it starts clearing out. But I'll tell you one thing. That dude did not let go of that guy because of the gas. So after they finally get everybody away from the, you know, the fence, and they decide to, like, you know, everyone's directed, people are coughing on the damn rec yard, you know, nobody wants to go near there. Next thing you know, the guards finally manage to go. They're like in a huddle near the cage. They're talking to him through the cage. They're saying stuff to him through the cage, and he's just standing there. He refused to let him go. It's like he was having a standoff. The guard, one of them, grabs his can and just straight lights him up through the gate. You see it like go all across his head, his back, his everything. You know, dude, big cock diesel, sweating like a motherfucker. That shit didn't even make that big dude budge. You hear me? That big dude didn't give a damn. He didn't even, that gas didn't even affect him. It's like he trained how to make it through this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it was to the point to where they had to get everybody else off the rec yard and make us all go back to our dorms. We all were coughing and had particles up in our nose and our nostrils and shit for hours just from them spraying them. You see what I'm saying? Because we had to walk by them to get out of the rec yard. You got to go by the rec cage, through the rec building, through the metal detector, go back to your dorm. And every dorm was on the window inside of the dorm watching to see what goes on. And they had just them 2 inmates in the cage, still the standoff, while they made us all go back to where we were at. And we're all looking and watching and everything. He's got the dude like this. We could see what the cops are trying to talk to him, but you know, we can't hear what they're saying because we're watching from our window now. And he would just every few seconds ragdoll him. Next thing you know, about, I'd say, little less than 10 minutes of us already being back in the dorm, he rags him like this a couple times, and then we just see him let him go. He lets him go, and he falls. The dude falls on the ground, he ain't moving. Guards come in, dude cuffs up, gets brought to confinement. The other dude, they get him up, he gets brought to the infirmary. The other big dude. You feel me? Now, I don't know if maybe when he was holding him in the yoke like this, and he was going like this, he was seeing if he was still fighting, if he was still tensing, or if he was playing dead, or if he was faking that he was knocked out. You know, he was trying to see if he really is. And then maybe he realized this dude ain't budging. And maybe he did it a bunch of times, was like, okay, feels like he ain't budging. Then waited a while. Oh, he still ain't budging. Waited a while. Let him go, he hit the deck. You see what I'm saying? And that dude went to confinement. He choked that dude to where that dude was damn near lifeless. You feel me? Brought his ass to the infirmary. The other dude went to confinement. And it's crazy because I ended up getting put in confinement, right? Like 2-3 days later. I went to confinement over some bullshit. And when I was going through into confinement, that dude who choked the one dude out, he was having his DR hearing. Which means, you know, they came to see him inside of the box. You know, they have like a little, it's like a mini building in the middle of the, inside of the dorm, where they bring inmates out who are going to be sentenced on their DR, you know what I'm saying, which is their disciplinary report. And when they brought that dude out from his cell there, he had double cuffs. He had like double shackles, like he was just a real deal cock diesel. And he was wrapped in chains. They don't normally do that, you know. Like, I never seen any other inmate inside a prison go to DR hearing like that. You know, normally they just cuff you. You feel me? They put the cuffs behind your back and they escort you to your DR hearing. You feel me? But I did see that big ass dude like that. Never seen the other one again that got choked out. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing of it all was, later ended up finding out that the 2 dudes were betting on themselves also. So there was a big bet going on amongst them 2 dudes, to where the one dude, I guess, that lost doing the wall sit, I guess he refused to lose and pay the other guy. You know, so it wasn't like they got into it over other people's bets. They got into it over their bets. So he figured, man, that ain't the way to show who the strongest is or who's a bigger and badder. Get out of this motherfucker. That's basically what he did. You know what I'm saying? And for me to see the 2 biggest cock diesel-less dudes on the compound betting on themselves, and then it turns into one choking another one out, it made me realize, like, it don't matter how big you are, how strong you are, how tough you are, how much weight you can lift or anything like that. If somebody else gets that lock on you and gets a hold of you, you know, you could be donezo. Like, there's ways out of stuff, but there's also ways not out of stuff. You know, and by them doing the little, you know, competition amongst each other, up against the wall or whatever they may have did also in the cage that I didn't see, where they went against each other, you know, took muscle. You get what I'm saying? It took to where they had to, like, put muscles to use. So to get someone in the lock after that, you know, they may have used majority of their power and strength during the competition. So now that he's in the yoke, he's worn out. He can fight a little bit, but he can't really fight the amount he needs. You see what I'm saying? And it just blew my mind, because little things like this always turn into something in prison. You get what I'm saying? It could be the simplest thing. It could be a spades game. You know, they got spade tournaments in prison. You get what I'm saying? And people will bet who's going to win out of the spades teams. And then if someone loses, you know, their own teammate might turn on them because they lost, because they were betting on them against other people. Or people on the outside looking in that betted on your team to win might try to attack you, try to harm you. You see? Or you could lose a spade game against somebody, And since people want to harm you now because you lost and they betted on you, your only get backs is to take it out on the person that beat you. So now you might want to stab him, and it leads to things like this, you feel me? But to see the biggest dude and the second biggest dude go at it, and then one choke another one out to where he was damn like lifeless, was a story I had to come on here and share with y'all. Because if you've been locked up before, you've seen big ass people like I'm talking about working out on the rec yard, working out inside the dorm, always doing something. You know, you might see a big cock diesel ass dude like this, looks like he can't even wipe his ass, walking around eating tuna straight out the pack, or eating oatmeal every single morning. You feel me? Walking around like this. That's exactly what it was with these two big ass dudes, you feel me? And it was crazy to see one choke the other one out. And the whole moral of the whole thing that makes it the craziest is, I'd say 50% people, if not 60% people, betted on the other guy than the guy who won. You see, so a lot of people were glad it happened, then a lot of people were not glad it happened, you see? And it just caused drama for like 3 days after that. People would get into it inside the dorm, all because of the betting and everything like that. When it's like, damn, it wasn't even considered a draw. It was more like, well, your guy lost. That's why he choked him out. Yeah, but your guy couldn't get out. He won. That's the whole reason. And they try to like renege on the rules of the, you know, the bets and stuff like that, and it led to other drama on the compound. You feel me? And I just want to come on here and share that video with y'all and let me see what y'all's perspective or opinion is inside the comment section. If you've been locked up before and you've seen two of the biggest dudes get into it, what was it like? Have you ever seen somebody choke somebody out standing up, trying so hard to just take his life and then let him fall like a ton of bricks? If so, drop it in the comment section. Let people know what it was, how you seen it, how it went down. If you think that the other dude was in the right, or the dude who lost should have just, you know, took it to the chin and accepted that L, let us know about it. You feel me? But to me, to see them two dudes, especially when you always seen them together, you know, like you wouldn't see one without the other. You get what I'm saying? To see them two dudes, how it all went down, it just shows you, at the end of the day, not everybody your friend, not everybody your dog. A lot of them just be your associates. They associate with you, but they ain't your friend. You feel me? But that's all I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. I hope y'all liked the video. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for the next one. Catch me later tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time on K-Frog Gaming. And like I always say, make sure you keep them rat squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, and clout chasers out your circle. And until next time, this the one and only, I am my team, Frog.
I'm a criminal, I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though. I'm a cool nigga, but I got a limit though, cause I'm a criminal, yeah, I'm a criminal.